A very good day, dear students. I'm Shomudeep, your faculty for robotics. So today we are on with the chapter 23 or lesson 23 or session 23, whatever you may say. So we were studying loops. If you remember, previously we studied the for loops, that my favorite loop. Okay. Now we'll continue that session and we'll learn about something new, of course. Every session we do so. We do learn about something new. So let us see what we have in today's session, that is in session number 23. So we have here the Arduino while loop. Okay. So again, that's a loop. And how does it work? Where it is needed? Where I can use for loop or where I can use while loop. It totally depends on person to person. It totally depends on the purpose, on what purpose the code is being built or the code is being made, and it totally depends on the way you are executing the code. It totally depends on the intent of the code. So it depends on these factors basically. Okay. So let us begin with this session. Let us see what we have. So as you can see, the while loop is a conditional loop that continues to execute the code inside the parentheses, that is the for the brackets, until the specified condition becomes false. So of course, every code when you run, they run on some condition, right? They run on basis of some of the conditions. Until and unless the condition becomes false, the code will keep running, right? Okay. Until and unless the condition becomes false, the code will keep running. So what is happening? The code is running. Okay. Now, how is it different from the for loop? We are not giving that kind of condition like increment and all. What are we doing? Let us. The while loop will never exit until the tested condition is changed or made to stop. Okay. The common use of a while loop in Arduino includes sensor testing, calibration, calibrating the input of sensor, variable increment, etc. So what are the common uses, dear students? The common uses are sensor testing, like when we are testing any kind of sensor, it can be any kind of sensor. Okay. When you're testing any kind of sensor, it can be calibration. Okay. Any sensor need to be calibrated to its zero value, to its negative value, to its normal values, any values. Uh, Variable increment. Okay. These kind of things we are doing using while loop. Now, what is the syntax over here? This is the very simple syntax over here. You can see already. Okay. While in the first bracket or in parentheses, the condition must be given just same to the for loop, and then within the curly brackets, we give what we need to do in the rest of the code. Okay. What is the condition? What is the condition? It specifies the Boolean expression which determines the condition to be true or false. Okay. So it will specify the Boolean expression which determines the condition to be true or false. Right? Understood? Okay. So it is basically specifying the Boolean expression. Let us see how it works. First, let us see a very small example how we can give it. Now, if variable equal to 0, while variable less than 100, this is how we type the statement that what we want is what the task to be performed. The task should be performed until it reaches 100 times. That means until the task reaches, the performance of the task reaches 100 times, it will go on performing the same task. That is what we mean by variable less than 100. Now, if we write variable plus plus within the curly brackets, it basically means what we have written for the for loop also, incrementing the value after every execution. Okay, understood? This is what we mean by this syntax. Now, the above code inside the curly braces in while loop will execute continuously and repeatedly as long as variable is less than 100. So until and unless the variable touches 100, it will go on, it will keep on repeating itself. Okay. And that is how it is executed. I hope you understood what I'm trying to say. Okay. Let us move on. See, the flowchart. The most important thing for your understanding basics is a flowchart. A flowchart can like make you understand many things at the same time. Okay. So see, first is the initialization. Of course, first would be initialization. Okay. Then after initialization, we get the condition. All right. The condition is there. Now the condition can be either true or false. Right. Okay. The condition can be either true or false. Do one thing, dear students. I hope you have noted down the flowchart for the for loop action, right? Keep that side by side and try to compare both the flowcharts. Okay, that would be very beneficial for you. Do it after the session. Okay, and if you have any doubt, then you can ask us. So, if it is false, then the end of it. No question of running any further program or further code. Okay, end of it. But if it is true, in case it is true, then the condition that is given within the curly brackets, they are run. Understood? So if it is false, it comes out of the loop. Okay, and the code ends there. If it is true, it goes inside and the condition within the bracket is run. That's it about while loop. Okay, that's it about the execution and performance of the while loop. Okay, let us move forward. So now in this code that is being given here as an example, in order to change the flow of the program, what we need to do, we need to change the condition, right? So if you want to change the flow of the program, we can directly like change the condition to it. Okay. Now inside the parenthesis while loop, what we can do, see over here. Now what we have done is again we have declared integer a as 0, and inside void setup we have set up the rate first, baud rate, and then we have given while a less than 5. So that is the condition that we have given. And what action is to be taken? If a like while a is greater than 5, sorry, while a is less than 5, what action need to be taken? Serial println welcome to Arduino. Okay. So this is the whole condition and action that we have declared over here. Now, what is the, see, don't you find somewhat similarity between the for loop that we have studied? You know, for loop, why I love for loop so much, because you see, for loop declares everything at a single line, right? You declare everything, the starting, that is the initialization, the ending or the endpoint, and the condition like and the process, I plus plus, I plus 2, I plus 3, I into 3, whatever it is. You declare it all at once, right? Okay. But in while loop, what we are doing, we need to declare it inside the parentheses. Okay. I hope you have understood till now. So we have given a equal to a plus 1. Okay. Same condition like a plus plus. Okay. You can give it. And again, while loop is empty because we need to run it like only one. So what will happen? Same thing. See, welcome to Arduino, welcome to Arduino, welcome to Arduino, welcome to Arduino, welcome to Arduino. So 5 times it has been printed, right? Okay. See, let us give it a read. At first, what we have done, we have defined the variable a as 0. We have defined it as 0, right? And then initialize the serial monitor as usual. Okay. That is serial.begin. Now the loop first checks the condition specified within the parentheses. What the loop does, it checks the condition that is present within the parentheses. What was the condition? Let's see again. A less than 5. The loop has checked A less than 5. Clear? Okay. Now at first A equal to 0. Then the condition is true. A is less than 5. Okay. When A is equal to 0, the condition is true. A is less than 5 because 0 is less than 5, right? Simple. The code inside the curly braces will execute. And the message is printed once. That is welcome to us. Once it is printed. Fine. Now the value of A is incremented. That is, if we add 0 plus 1, we get 1. So now A is basically 1. Okay. Now the loop checks for the condition again. That is, if 1 is less than 5. So if it is true, we know that is true. So it executes again. Okay. Now when A becomes 5 finally, then the condition becomes false. Why? Because 5 is equal to 5, right? It's not less than 5, right? And the loop exits and drops out of it. Okay. Now when the loop exits, if you see over here, I haven't given anything over here in this section. We could have given like this is the end or something like that, whatever. Okay. So once A reaches 5, okay, and the code stops, what it will do, these brackets, these braces, these two braces, this one and this one, it comes out of the braces, the curly brackets, and whatever will be here, it will execute that. Understood? That's what in the flowchart we have seen. See? Okay. Okay. So this is how the code is executed. All right. Now let's see this code. In this code, what we can see, integer A equal to 0, and we have void setup. So inside void setup, what we have done, we have declared the baud rate. Okay. That is 9600, the standard rate. Everywhere we declare the same. Then comes when A equal to, when A less than 5. Okay, when A is less than 5, serial.println, welcome to Arduino. How many times? Like, what is the increment? A equal to A plus 1. That is A plus 1. Okay. After that, you see, whatever I told, I have done over here. After outside this bracket, outside the while bracket, while loop bracket, I have said serial.println done. Okay. And serial.println, welcome to the code outside the loop. So this is just a statement that I have given to show you how the execution is basically working. Okay. All right. And what do you think the output will be? This is 5 times. This was when A is 0, A is 1, A is 2, A is 3, A is 4. When A is 5, it comes out of this loop and print whatever is there outside the loop. In this case, it is done. Welcome to the code outside. Okay. Understood? Because in these 5 states, in these 5 cases, the condition was true in a while loop. After this case, the condition becomes false for a while. I hope I'm clear to you. Okay. Now what we have learned is that a while loop. Okay. A while loop. And this you need to remember, this you need to understand the process, how it works basically via a flowchart. Okay. All right. Now we shall move to the second kind of loop, or according to us, we should say the third kind of loop, because I have taught you for loop previous to this. So now we come to the do while. Okay. What is the do while loop? The working of the do while loop is similar to the while loop. Okay, that's why the name is also similar. The condition inside the do while will execute at least once. It is because the condition is tested at the end of the loop instead of the beginning. The syntax is, I will tell you, don't worry if you don't understand the meaning, I'll tell you what does it mean. Okay. The syntax is do, then give the curly braces, outside the brace, write while and the condition. This while and the condition is this one. This while and condition, this thing you write after the brackets in case of a do while. Okay. Understood? But the condition, it specifies the Boolean expression. We know what it is. We determine the condition to be true or false. Okay. This is how we write a do while. Understood? Now you see what these statements mean. Okay. In case of a do while loop, what happens is that, see, in case of any other loop, for like for loop or while loop, you see, or let's take the example difference between while loop and do while loop. That would be easier for you to understand. So while loop, what it does, it checks the condition. If the condition is true, it executes whatever instruction is given. And if the condition is false, it comes out of the loop. As simple as that. But what does a do while loop do? Do while loop is basically first do then while, right? Try to understand it in this way. First do then while. That means it execute once, okay, and then checks for the conditional setup. You got it? What I'm saying? It first execute once, and then it checks for any kind of condition. Now you might be wondering that, sir, without even checking the condition, why should we execute any kind of thing? So this is because there are some situations what get created, or there are some situations or are some robots, there's some projects which needs such kind of situation that at least you need to execute it once, then you need to check it. If it is true, execute it again as a while loop. Inside a while loop, the condition will be given. But if it is false, then you come out of it. Okay. I hope it is clear to you. Let's see example. We'll see. We'll get to know more. See, first we have initialized integer b equal to 0. Then we have stated a do while loop. What is this do while loop does? Do. First delay 100, then b equal to read sensors. Okay. It will check the sensors. It will read the sensors where it is. Now we have come out of the braces and we've written while x less than 100. That is, this is the very specific condition that has been provided to this let. Okay. In this let, what will this lead to? See. Compare again for loop, while loop, do while. Compare the flow. See. First, what is the first step of while? The code inside the do while loop. It is executed once. Then it checks for the condition. Can you see? Then the condition comes up. Okay. All right. If it is true, again, it will go and execute the statement. And if it is false, it will come out of the loop section. I hope it is clear to you. Okay. All right. See, let's understand. If you consider this code below, int a equal to 0 in void setup, we have declared the rate. Then we have executed a do while loop. Okay. So do serial.println welcome to the do while loop. Fine. A equal to a plus 1 while a equal to 3. Okay. Let's see the output of it. Same. Understood? Okay. Why same? See, here is only statement given is a less than 3. So it will execute 3 times. As simple as that. Okay. All right. If some checks would have been done like this, that do while loop, inside the do while loop, and there is something, some sensor, for example, temperature, moisture, or sand moisture, anything, some sensor would be there, which is measuring constant moisture, constant temperature, anything. Now, beyond a particular, within few milliseconds, the temperature is changing. Just consider that. In this kind of cases, if we apply a do while loop to execute the program, okay, So it will execute once, but if in the next moment is if in the next instance the temperature changes, the loop will come out. The compiler will like end the code there. Understood? So if these are the situations that even the slightest change can cause anything, can cause havoc, we use the do while loop while programming the sensors. Okay, while calibrating the sensors. I hope it is clear to you. Okay, so try to remember this flow chart, and in that way you will be remembering how it works. See, this is for while loop. Okay, I'm showing it again. This is for while loop, and this is for do while. Here, if you keep both the flow charts, both the diagrams side by side, you can compare them and you will get to know more about it. Okay. So this is it. This is it for the while loop session. I hope you have liked it. We have completed two very important sessions, one simultaneously, like one for the for loop and the other for the while loop and do while loop. Okay. Three of them are equally important. I personally love the for loop for the most because uh, it helps me out in shortening my code in like making my code more crisp. Okay, and not making it so lengthy. Okay, so it depends on you. It totally depends on the user or the coder, whatever he or she tries to use. Okay, and in which situation you are coding and for what you are coding. That's your intent. That should be your intent to minimalize the lines you've been coding and make it a clean code. Okay, it's a separate subject, although we study. Make it a clean code. All right. Okay. See you in the next session, dear students. Thank you for being so patient. Okay. And in the next session, we will also do some more, we'll gain some more knowledge on some other topics. All right. Till then, have a nice day. Goodbye, all of you.